Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Karen's Kitchen. Boy, have I missed coming on to you, doing these cookie scopes the last few days. But I've got another recipe again. A lot better recipe than a real easy recipe I thought I would make. There's my daughter. She's on early today. Awesome. I forgot to put my cucumbers in the refrigerator. I'm just going to sit them out here for a bit. While I'm talking about veggies and stuff, I found a thing. Hi, good to see you. I found something on Pinterest that really interested me, and I saved it, and I made a board of miscellaneous. What they were doing was they were talking about different ways to preserve your fruits and veggies in your refrigerator. And what really interested me is how some of the stuff, like your cucumbers, you take and wrap them in aluminum foil, and they will stay for a long time. Of course, lettuce, we know, with put it in a container with a Scott towel, and that'll keep that preserved too. But it was awesome to find that and do that. Oh, I do too. And I found this on Pinterest a while back. This is going to be a very simple. There's one, Elizabeth. Oh, good to see you, Nikki. Good to see everybody. This is going to be a simple recipe. It's not going to take all that long to make. I've got to do it in 2 steps because I've got some flour here, and I have to make a milk mixture while I'm letting that cook. It's good to see everybody here today. I'm hoping that this is going to be a little bit better. It doesn't look like it's so light colored and everything. But how's everybody's weather? What's your weather doing? We are only about 70 or 71 degrees today. We're going to be on the cool side. Tomorrow we're going to be about 73, 74, and then Wednesday we're going to be 77, I think, and then we're going to go back down into the 60s. And one night we're going to get down to about 42, 43 degrees at night. Well, I'm going to have to start using my furnace. I've got my air conditioner on right now. Is it actually? Oh, there's Erlene. Hi, Erlene. That's awesome, because we're on the cool side right now, and I'm really loving it. 86 in Kentucky. Oh my goodness. Well, that's warm enough. I don't like it in the 90s, but I heard some places are getting in the 90s. Oh my goodness. That's Oh, they had to fix your air conditioning, Erlene? Oh my. Well, right now, this is the first day of fall, it's not so bad now because you're at the latter end of things. But boy, if that would have happened the first beginning of part when summer came, you wouldn't want your air conditioner to go out then because you need it so badly, But everybody knows that my air conditioner is not working either. But I'm going to worry about getting it fixed next year. I think it'll be fine. When I can have a little bit more money to take care of it. I've got other things on my plate that I have to worry about first, so I'm not going to worry about that because it's getting to the end of the season anyway. I won't need it much more. October we never get real hot. We're on the cold side, so that's a good thing, and I'm glad that it's cooling off. Although I'm kind of concerned about winter. What's the winter going to do? Because I don't like snow. And I don't want to get real snowy and cold, Hi, good to see you. Welcome. I don't know what it's going to do this winter. It's hard to say. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. I didn't get my battery charged up all that much. I don't know what the winter is going to do, but, be surprised. I don't want it to get real cold and snow, but, it is what it is. If it does, it does. At least I don't live in Indiana, which really got cold. Oh, you're getting ready for the seminar tonight? Okay. Good, Ernie. I got to make sure I get this plugged in here right. Trying to do everything without... There, I fell for it. Oh, moved... no, I don't think so. I don't want to go to a place that has hurricanes. I'm sorry. I've been to Florida, visited Florida, but I wouldn't want to live there. The hurricanes are just too much for me. I just couldn't stand that because there's also rebuilding to do and everything, So, was it windy and cooler there today? Awesome. Yeah, you probably won't have to use your air conditioner much more early. And like I said, I've left mine out because we got a couple of warm days coming, but I'm about ready to put it away this week. I was going to put it away already yesterday, and I thought, no, I'm going to leave it run for a little bit yet, and then turn it off. I don't have it on at night because it gets too cool at night, but turn it on again in the morning if it warms up enough. But it's this time of year where it's, you got to deal with it, So I don't like I said, I don't like the cold weather, but it's coming. What can you do? You can't do much about it. You got to deal with it as it comes. Cold weather's going to come whether we like it or not. A blue fuse in a furnace also had oh man, I'm retired. So I come in here and I show you how you can make things from my house to your house. It's real simple to do. Alexis comes on every morning, and she makes things as well. I watched her make her orange marmalade in the PC blender this morning. I'm supposed to get my stuff Wednesday. It seems like it's in Oregon, but where it's at, it's in the eastern part of Oregon. It's stuck there. It's been there since yesterday, and it hasn't moved. Of course, FedEx isn't real good in giving you much information anyway, but I'm hoping that hi Gary, good to see you, I'll get it Wednesday, because Alexis had sent me the shipping information, and they shipped it out, I think, on Friday, and I'm supposed to get it Wednesday. So hopefully I'll get it, and then I'll do an unboxing then in lieu of a cooking scope. But I think I'm going to get ready to come in, to start this, because I'm getting a lot of people in here now. Yeah, me too. I've got to get my potatoes out, because this calls for frozen potatoes, so let me get them out of the freezer. I normally don't do this, but I didn't want to take the time to cut up potatoes and stuff, so I'm just going to use what they said. And I'm going to plug this in. And I'll tell you what I'm putting in here as I'm putting it in here. I've got to make a mixture up of milk and stuff. Of course, everybody knows I use almond milk, but okay. First of all, I've got to look at my instructions. I got to put my potatoes in the bottom of my Instant Pot on top of the onion. They call it chicken broth, but I use veggie broth and water. I got the water already measured out, and I use a whole cup of veggie, or a whole can or container of veggie broth. I won't use chicken broth. I don't use that. These are supposed to be diced potatoes, but I bought these this morning. So I'm going to put these in here. They look like little nuggets, but I think they'll work fine for what I got to do for them. All right, and then I got to put in my onion. I diced up an onion. It was a small onion, so I'll put that in here. And it calls for top of the onion, chicken on water. Okay, and vegetable broth. They call it for vegetable broth, but I'm gonna put in my. They call for chicken broth, and I don't use vegetable broth or beef broth, so I'll just use chicken broth. What they call for. And this will be a soup I've never made before. I've made potato soup before, but not this one. And I had this saved on in my Pinterest. I thought, well, just go ahead and make it. A little bit more water in there. It's not quite a cup. Let's have a cup of water for this. There we go. Now I'm going to put the lid on. This is probably going to take a little time to come to pressure, but that'll be fine. I can stand and talk to you while I'm waiting for it to come to pressure. I got to make sure I got the seal all the way down. Yep, it's not all the way down. So if you don't have your seal all the way down, you're not going to get your lid on. I thought I did, but I didn't push it down far enough, so I got to get in here and push it down. You got to get it all the way down. There, it's going now. Because it's very touchy that way. It just won't. You will not seal with the lid. The lid won't go on without the seal all the way down. I'm having trouble with this corner here. This one place not wanting to go down. Let me maybe I'll take it off and do it again, or pull it up and push it down. Now this wants to give me trouble today. Normally it doesn't, but now it wants to give me trouble. I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to pull this off and redo it, and maybe I can get it in there better. Something just wasn't right the way it was going. Okay. Now I'll make sure I get this sealed all the way around. And there's a track in here that you've got to follow. There's a track, and you want to get it all the way down that track. I didn't have it all the way down. I thought I did. So you go around, push it all the way down to the bottom. Because I did this one other time, put it in there, and I didn't make sure it was all the way down, and it wasn't, and I couldn't get my lid on. There's one little area that just doesn't want to go. There it went. It finally went. You heard it snap. See, it's all the way down. Now it's fine. Now I got to make sure this is going to be, okay, got to turn this around. All right. Okay. Now it should go on fine. Okay, now let me see. 10 minutes. Okay, put this on custom time, and then 10 minutes. Then I can stand and talk to you while this is cooking. Or I'm actually, while this is cooking, I'm gonna, like, you can watch me get my flour mixture made up. I'll put this down. You can see that I've got 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour in my bowl. And then I'm going to put in a little salt and pepper to taste. Well, everybody knows I don't use pepper, so I'll put a little bit of salt. And I'm not sure exactly how much salt to use. I'm just going to put some in here. And then I've just got to be careful. I don't want to overdo it because you can put it in, but you can't take it out. Okay. And I need 1 cup of milk. So I've got this empty now. I can put my milk in there. Let me go get it. Cup. I'll put this back. Now I'm just going to kind of stir this around a little bit. You don't want to leave it like that because your flour is going to clump up. Let me use this. I'll use this, because the flour will clump up. And this goes in. This will go in at the very last when I take the seal, or when I take and release the steam. This will be done the last thing. But I want to get it. They said to get it made up while it's cooking. So, and then my cheese and that will go on the top. And I've got some green onion I could put up on the top too. But I've got it takes 4 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. Well, everybody knows that I use vegan cheese. And this is what I have. So I'm going to use that. I got some more sitting here, so I have plenty. I'll just get my 4-cup measure out, and I'll just put 4 cups in there, and it ought to be a real good soup. I mean, I love potato soup. Yes, I am. Yep, I am. Yep, I've been vegan for about, I would say, 3 years. I just can't remember when I started in 2007 or 2016. It's I lost track, but it's been approximately 3 years. Or has it been 2? Maybe it's only been 2. I don't know, it was 2 or 3 years. No fish, no meat. I don't eat dairy. I don't eat meat. I don't drink the dairy milk. Like I said, no cheese, no meat, no milk, no eggs. I have there's a friend of mine in here right now. Her name is Erlene. She is also vegan. Neither one of us eat eggs. We don't eat cheese. Everything we make is all vegan. We substitute, like flax eggs for eggs, and we'll put in vegan cheese. In order to not in the sense that you could fry an egg and be vegan. No. We take like flax meal or chia seeds, and we make a chia seed egg or a flax egg. That's what we do. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. That's exactly what we do. We make it that way. Chia seeds and flax seeds are real good at makes very good eggs. This probably won't mix up completely, but once I get it in there and saute it after the very end, it'll be fine anyway. But there's no such thing as a vegan egg. I've never found any. And the thing of it is, you're not going to have anything that's going to taste exactly like egg, taste exactly like cheese and that anyway. Close enough, but it's not going to be the exact way the cheese is, the way the milk is, because I use almond milk. No, I get a lot of my stuff at Walmart, which is starting to carry organic, and there's another store I go to called Winco. Now, there is also Whole Foods and Trader Joe's. Yes, we have tofu. Yes, tofu scramble. I do use that. Yes, I do. There's nothing wrong with being vegan, because it's been healthy for me. It's helped me all along. Now, I don't come in here to tell everybody to become vegan, because I know it's not going to suit everybody. You just do what's best for you. Now, my daughter, she's starting to watch her ingredients, and anything that she makes, I'm just going to leave that go. It'll I put it sautéed, it'll be fine. You have to take and look at your ingredient list. Anything that you make, or you go to make, you go to buy in the store, check the ingredients on the packaging. You'd be surprised what there is in there. I make my own burgers. I'll make tofu burgers, which I've made those before, and they come out really, really good. I think we made 2 burgers out of it, and they came out awesome. They were the best tasting burgers. I've tried making black bean burgers, but they don't come out so good. But yeah, you can make. I made some lentil burgers last week, which came out awesome. They didn't fall apart, and they were really, really good. I used a can of lentils versus dried. You can use either one. No, sorry, I don't eat meat. This is a vegan scope. I saw you say you can see my title. It says food and vegan. So if you talk about meat in here, that's not appropriate for a vegan scope. You can talk about it in a Lexus scope all you want, but in here I don't talk about it because it's not appropriate when this is a vegan scope. I told you I don't eat meat. I don't eat eggs. I don't drink the dairy milk. I don't eat cheese. A lot of people probably will think I'm crazy and say, well, what kind of protein do you get? I get a lot of protein. Not necessarily. A vegan is plant-based. A vegan is basically plant-based. You eat from the plants of the ground. That's what vegan is. Not necessarily is it gluten-free. However, there are some people that will buy things that are gluten-free because they can't have gluten. Now I do the same thing, although gluten-free I don't need it. But if I can get it gluten-free, I will. But you don't have to have gluten-free to be a vegan. No, that's just another part of it. But I try to buy things organic if I can, because organic is very expensive, and I can't afford to buy it all that much. But I do buy it whenever I can. It's better for a person to have organic, but like I said, you're welcome, but it can be very expensive. But Walmart is starting to step it up and getting a lot of organic foods. There's a place that I go called Winco Foods, and I shop at them quite often, and they're getting a lot of organic foods now too. So a lot of people are getting organic, which is really, really nice, because they're catering to the people that want organic foods. And most of the time, if I can't get something organic, it must be non-GMO. I will go for that first, because I don't like those genetically modified organisms. That's what GMO is, into my foods. Also, I'm very careful about not putting high fructose corn syrup in my food or in my body. There's a lot of foods out there that you buy that has high fructose corn syrup in it. I don't even buy them if they've got high fructose corn syrup in them, because I take and I look at all my labels. When I go shopping, I look at the labels. You have to, because if you don't look at your labels, you don't know what you're putting in your body. And there's so many things out there that are harmful to you. Many people don't know that things are harm you, that are not good for you. So I make sure that I look at my labels carefully. It takes a little time, yes. And some people say, well, I haven't got time to do that. Well, your body will thank you if you do take the time to read your labels and get to know what's in the foods that you're buying. No, it's not. Fish is still full of mercury. It's got, no. The waters are full of mercury. It's not healthy. I'm sorry. You can say if it's healthy. You may think it's healthy for you, but it's not for me. Fish is not healthy, so I will not eat it. It's full of mercury. If you do your research, you'll find that out. It's not good for you. You don't want your body full of mercury. Everything that your meat and stuff is all tainted. It's not good anymore. It's heavily processed. They put so many chemicals in some of the foods, processing it, and they don't care if they drop something on the floor and there's something on the floor that goes into the food. They don't care. They don't dig it out. They'll just put it in there. Hair might get in the food, which has been known to happen. Hair and different things in the food. Why do you want to bother and burden yourself with that kind of stuff? Don't put that kind of stuff in your body. I always say this: if you can't pronounce the chemicals, don't put them in your body, because they're not good for you. They're not good for you at all. Don't put them in your body. Let me see. I think I forgot to put my charger on. I forgot to flip it on. There we go. They're not good for your body. So you can't put things in your body that are not good for you. I don't eat fish because of the worry. It's mercury. If you do your research, you'll find it out. Um, well, you don't have to be. You don't have to be vegan. But I'm telling you that fish is not good for you. And I'm not telling anybody to come in here and be vegan. That's totally up to you. But fish is not good for you. I am plant-based. I eat plant-based foods. The foods that God gave us in the Garden of Eden are fruits and veggies. A lot of people say, well, how do you get your protein? Well, I get my protein through the fruits and veggies. They have a lot of protein in them. So I get I get my fruits and veggies that way. So I'm showing you how I cook. I'm not expecting you to do the same thing, because some people will not cook the way I cook. Alexis cooks differently. So I don't condemn her for the way she cooks. You know, I wouldn't eat a lot of the foods that she's eating, but that's her. And she wouldn't eat the way I'm eating because you know, she eats differently. Everybody eats differently. But I don't condemn anybody who comes in here and says they're not vegan. That's fine. If you don't feel vegan is right for you, don't do it. But I felt that vegan was the best thing for me because I was so overweight, and I've been feeling so much better. I mean, when you go from 250 under 200 pounds and lose over 50 pounds, you know you've done something right. And I just keep going at it, and I'm not going to change. Hi, Missy. Good to see you. Welcome. And I'm not going to change the way I do things. Most of the people that come in here are not vegan, and they know that I'm vegan, but they want to look at my recipes anyway. Because you don't really have... There's Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Good to see you. You don't have to be vegan to eat a lot of the foods that I fix. Even though I put vegan in my title, you don't have to veganize them if you don't want to. You can fix them any way you choose. As I put the recipe down the way the recipe was written, and then you can adjust it accordingly for yourself. Like when I make anything with that calls for chocolate, I use carob. And so I'll put that in the recipe. I'll put the original recipe, and then I'll put behind it what I used, because I veganize the recipes. It's a lot healthier that way. I feel so much better for doing so. And you know, you sleep better, you get more energy. You just feel better all the way around, personally. That's the way I look at it. But like I said, I'm not in here to convince anybody to become vegan, because that's not me. That's not what I do. I'm not here to force my lifestyle on anybody, because that's what it is. It is a lifestyle. I am what you call a health reformer. I'm doing this because I feel it's better for me. I don't want to be heavy anymore, and I feel that that's the way God has asked. Oh, thank you for the super hearts. That God has asked me to do. He wants me to do that, so that's why I'm doing it. You can choose to live however you want to live. Now, my daughter, she's getting very conscious about the things that she eats as well. I've got two grandsons, a 13-year-old and an 8-year-old that are living at home. We've got the two oldest ones that are out on their own now, two grandsons. But the two youngest ones, she gives them popsicles. But there's things in those popsicles that she realizes she shouldn't be feeding those boys. So she doesn't buy those popsicles anymore. You have got to really look at the ingredients on everything that you buy, because you'd be surprised what's in there. I was too. Some of the stuff I bought in the past has propylene glycol in it. And you know what propylene glycol is made of? It's antifreeze. That's what they use to make antifreeze. And when you see that in foods, you should just shake your head and say, forget that. Even ice cream, what you buy in the store, and that's why the ice cream you buy in the store in those containers, whether it's in the box or in the gallon jug or whatever, that's why it's soft, is because it's got propylene glycol in it. I never knew that. And I didn't know that until I looked one day, and I said, oh no, I've been eating propylene glycol. Maybe small amounts, but still, even at that, you don't want to put that in your body for too long. So now I make my own ice cream. Erlene makes her own ice cream. We call it nice cream, because we don't put anything in it that's going to harm us. We put like bananas, frozen bananas, or we'll put almond milk in it. We'll maybe put strawberries in it, or strawberry banana ice cream, or carob ice cream, or what have you. And we mix it up in our Vitamix or in another blender, whatever. And it's very good ice cream. It's better than what you buy in the store. And it's nice and thick, and it tastes good too. I'm all for that. But the stuff you buy in the store, take a look at it sometime and see what you think of what it has in it. You're going to be mighty surprised. It's going to have stuff in there that you would never think of them putting in the ice cream. It just boggles my mind the way they're doing things. But you know, it is what it is, and we've got to be more health conscious and watch what we put in our mouths before we put it in there. And when I make my own foods, I know what I put in my mouth each and every time I put it in there. I'm not putting stuff in my body that's going to harm me because I know what's in there. And if you pay attention to the ingredients, hi, good to see you, welcome. If you pay attention to the ingredients that's on the foods that you buy, you'll realize too that most of those chemicals that you find in those foods are not good for you. Not at all. They're horrible. They're just not good for you. But I know that if you take the time to really look at the ingredients, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Hi, Linda. Good to see you. Welcome. How you doing, sis? My soup hasn't come to. Hi, Alexis. You come in at a good time. My soup hasn't even come to pressure yet, because this is a potato soup. This is a potato soup. This is a cheesy potato soup. And I do eat potatoes, yes. I'm going to tell you what this has in it. No, Alexis, it's not. It's not sweet potato. No. This, I'm going to give you the ingredient list right now. This calls for 32 ounces of frozen diced potatoes, which I really don't recommend using that, but I didn't want to take the time to dice any potatoes up, so I just went and used it. The next time I make this, I'll probably do something different. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. And it's got 1 small onion diced, 1 cup of water. And I've got 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour mixture, salt, and cup of milk sitting back here on my counter and my stove. Well, you can probably take a potatoes in a bag, and peel them and wash them, and you can dice them up and have. Because for 32 ounces of 4 cups, you can just measure out 4 cups of potatoes that way. Choose whatever you want to do. I just happened to get the Ore-Ida. I looked at the ingredient list on it, and it didn't seem to be too bad. So I thought, well, I'll just go ahead, because it didn't have that many ingredients in it on the list. So I thought, well, I'll just use that for now. Maybe the next time I make it, I'll take the time to, do my own potatoes. Okay. Then like I said, my flour mixture is salt, flour, and a cup of milk. And then after that goes in at the very end. Once I take the lid off, I've got the pressure out, then I add my flour mixture, and then I add my vegan cheddar cheese. And everybody knows that I use this. This is vegan. Hi, Libby. Good to see you. This is starting to come to pressure right now. Then I use, and this has only got to cook 10 minutes. Once it comes to pressure, it's going to cook 10 minutes, and then I quick release it. Corn soup, oh, I don't know about that. I'm not too sure about corn soup, but I'll tell you why. My daughter and I at one time were part of Jenny Craig, and that's one of the foods that because with Jenny Craig, and I don't recommend Jenny Craig. Now, Alexis is on Weight Watchers. There's a few others on Weight Watchers. Oh, don't worry about it, Linda. It hasn't even started cooking yet, so don't worry about it. You can go back and watch the replay. But anyway, I don't recommend corn soup, because the corn soup I had, my daughter and I, we got involved with Jenny Craig. And with that one, you got to eat the food that they provide for you, which I did not know that at the time. And after so long, I think about a month or so, a couple months, we decided, forget it. The food tasted horrible. Hi, welcome. Tasted horrible. And they provide the food for you. We're with Weight Watchers, it's like my son says. You actually eat whatever you want. Of course, you count the points. There's a point system, and it's 23 points a day. You count the points, and you weigh yourself in. My son has been on Weight Watchers. He won't be going to his weigh-in this week, because they went to Canada for a week's vacation starting yesterday, so he won't get to weigh in this week. But he has now, it just came to pressure. He has lost. My son is on Weight Watchers. My whole family except my grandson. He's not on Weight Watchers, but my daughter-in-law, my son, and my grandson are on Weight Watchers. And my daughter-in-law has lost about 40 pounds. My grandson, or my granddaughter, she's lost about 28 pounds, and my son has lost about 40 pounds plus. And my granddaughter, what she does is she takes and measures everything out. She won't use any more than maybe a tablespoon of salad dressing, mayo, or whatever it might be. And it's amazing how she looks so much better, but she takes and measures everything out because she doesn't want to go wrong. She wants to get that weight off. And my son wants to, and I can't believe it. When I see my son, on the weekends because we go to the same church. I mean, it's like they're shrinking. They are really shrinking. They're looking so good. That Weight Watchers, they've been at it since May, about May 20th, I think, something like that. Oh, I'm great. Thank you. Thank you, Bruce. Good to see you. So they've been at it since May, and they've lost a lot of weight. Now, my grandson, he started on it, but he didn't like the idea that, you know, you got to lose weight. He thinks he can do it on his own. So he started, but then he stopped. As I asked my son about it, he says, well, how about Matthew? He says, oh, don't get me started on him. He just doesn't want, he poo-poos the idea of Weight Watchers. So, you know, it's not for everybody. He's a little husky guy. He really needs to get on Weight Watchers because he's husky. But, you know, they're not going to force him to be on Weight Watchers if he doesn't want to be. You know, the rest of them are, and they're doing really good. And I tell my son, I says, you're my ever-shrinking family. You know, they're all shrinking so fast, you know, they're looking real, real good. But I am what they call on a plant-based diet. I'm not on Weight Watchers. I'm not on Jenny Craig. I'm not on anything. I just take control of what I eat. And I make sure that I don't eat too much of one thing. I like to have portion control. Hey, I portion control, and I try not to eat too much of one thing. It's real easy to do that. So try to divide everything I eat up into portions like Alexis does. She's the one that's got me started on the portion control because she'll make her ice cream and she'll eat it with a real little tiny spoon and put it in her prep bowl. And you know that really works. I found it does work because you're not eating too much at once. You know, you're freezing the rest of it up. You know, you eat one bowl and that's it. You know, and you can make it last for a little bit. But it's portion control. That being said, Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig, it's not for everybody. It's if you really are serious about losing weight. And Alexis was serious about losing weight. Although I don't think Alexis needed to lose weight. But but it's totally up to you if you want to be on Weight Watchers or not. And you know something? I am real happy to see that these people who are Weight Watchers is doing really good. Alexis has lost about 16, 18 pounds, something like that. And she's only been on it since June, I think she said. Something like that, just a couple months. But she's doing really, really well. It's amazing that when you stick to it, how well you can really do. It's not always easy. Believe me, when I started on this plant-based diet, I wasn't sure I could stick to it. I thought, can I really do this? I can. And I've decided to stick to it. You know, it's hard. Believe me, it's hard. It was at first to be able to get off of everything. Great song. Oh, you bought smaller plates oh yes, smaller plates. That's what I need to do. Yeah, because I got these great big humongous plates and I need to get smaller ones. You're right, and that does help because it saves you from eating too much. Right. It is. We should all be proud of eating healthy. I'm very happy that I'm eating healthy, that I found this plant-based diet, and I'm on it, and I'm sticking to it. I did not know at first if I could really do it, because I was one of these kind that, yeah, if you've ever heard of Slim Fast, I don't recommend that to anybody. I've tried that. It works for a while, but you get so hungry. So I thought, well, can I do without that? So I've been able to maintain it. Oh, sure, you slip up a time or two, and you may eat something you're not really supposed to, which I have at potlucks already, you know. But I try to avoid going to potlucks as much as possible because the things they fix there I don't eat. They eat eggs, they have cheese, so, you know, and you slip up and you accidentally get it in something. Well, you know, that'll happen. But then I say, well, the next day I got to start all over again, you know, because I don't want to ruin everything that I've strived for so far, and I don't want to go downhill and start gaining everything back again, because that's not good. It takes time. I didn't gain it overnight, and I'm not going to lose it overnight either. I just got to be diligent and keep going. Yeah, I know, Arlene, but you're anxious to get my blender. I'm sure it does, because you can't put as much in the blender as you can in this quick cooker, of course. I won't eat all this in the quick cooker. I'll set it aside. I'll set some aside and eat some another day. There's going to be too much here for you at once. But I know it's going to be good because we're starting to get cooled down now. We're getting in the 60s. Oh, thank you, Bruce. I appreciate that. Well, I try to do the best I can. I come in here showing people that you can make foods in your own home. I don't go out to restaurants only on special occasions. My son takes me out on my birthday and we go out on Mother's Day. But other than that, that's the only 2 times a year that we even go out to eat. The rest of the time, I'm home. I go to their house for Thanksgiving. I go on Christmas. Although Thanksgiving, I do not eat the turkey. My son says he's gonna convince my daughter-in-law not to buy turkey this year for Thanksgiving. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. She's going to try to convince her not to buy a turkey for Thanksgiving. I don't know how that's going to work because she's got her sister's family that eats turkey. So I don't know how that's really going to work. She's not going to be happy about that. But he's going to try to convince her because they don't eat the turkey and I don't eat the turkey. My ex-husband will eat it and they'll eat it, but I don't eat it. So he's going to try to convince her not to buy a turkey this year and fix turkey for Thanksgiving because my daughter-in-law fixes vegetarian foods, vegan turkey loaf and that, and it's so good. And I enjoy my meal. But you can overdo on Thanksgiving. You've got to be so careful. With it coming up pretty soon, in a couple months, you've got to be really careful. It's real easy to overdo and stuff yourself, because everything looks so good. So you take one helping and then you turn around and take another helping. I've been known to do that too, which I know I've got to slow myself down. But at Thanksgiving, we use great big huge plates because she has such a big meal that she's fixing for about 14 of us, I think, something like this. So for 14 people, you got to fix a lot of food. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. The pies, absolutely, they certainly do. Oh my goodness, yes. And my daughter-in-law does love her pies. She'll fix about 8 or 9 pies for Thanksgiving, and I'm thinking, why? We don't eat that much. Of course, she fixes chocolate pie, which I won't eat that. She fixes pumpkin pie, which I will try some of that. But it's so hard because a lot of the stuff I don't eat. Right. Yeah, she does. She fixes those. She goes overboard on Thanksgiving. Yeah, just a little too much. But she enjoys doing it. She enjoys fixing for everybody. I mean, there's about 14 of us. So she wants to make sure she has plenty of food. And she does. By the time we get up from the table, none of us are hungry for dessert anyway. So she'll wait maybe a half hour to an hour and say, well, you guys ready for your dessert? Well, I'm not really ready by then either, but I have to get going because it starts getting close to getting dark, and I've got to drive home. So I says, well, I better eat mine now so I can get home before it gets dark. Because my son does not want me driving at night, and I don't trust myself to drive at night, so I try to get home before it gets dark. So she gives me mine early, but I'm never really hungry for it. I mean, I can bring it home, too. Oh, no! They're at your mercy. Oh, my. Well, I always go to my daughter-in-law's. They never come to my house because I don't have the way to fix for that many people here. She's got a bigger house anyway. She's got a bigger table. So we go there because she loves to do it. So I enjoy going there. I got to drive 21 miles to her house on Thanksgiving, but it doesn't take me that long to get there. And she serves such beautiful food. It's really good. But see, they're not exactly vegans because they do eat cheese. They still eat eggs, but they don't eat their meat. The kids have stopped eating meat a long time ago. The reason, and I think I've explained this before, but I'll go into it again. The reason that they don't eat meat is because my daughter-in-law had breast cancer back in 2012. She had stage 3 breast cancer. We almost lost her. So she decided that she was going to stop eating meat, and she has not eaten meat since. And I applaud her for that too, because it had to be very, very difficult, but they felt it was the best to do. Well, my granddaughter, she was one of the first ones to get off the meat. She will not eat meat at all. You put meat in front of her, she'll shove it away. She does not want it. She says she can live without it. And it's good. She's only 17 years old and she's given up meat. And my grandson, he's 20 years old and he won't eat meat either. So they start out young, stopping to eat meat. So I'm really happy for them. It's just that they need to get rid of their cheese and their eggs. And my son knows that. He says, Mom, I know I got to stop eating cheese, but he says, that's my weakness. You know something? I think it's a lot of our weakness. I am one of these, I love cheese. But now that I can make my own cheese sauce, like the vegan cheese sauce, the one that Irene and I make, it's got carrots and potatoes in it. You have to cook the carrots and the potatoes on the stove, and then you put them in the blender. Now she tried it with the PC blender and it didn't come out very well. I think it ended up coming out. She had to throw it out. I think it was too hot for it, so she had to redo it. So what she did is cook the potatoes and carrots on the stove, because the Vitamix does not cook the food. It just blends it. So we cooked the potatoes and carrots on the stove. Oh, it overcooked it. Yeah, I figured the PC blender probably did. Overcooked it. So we just cooked the carrots and potatoes on the stove, and then put everything in the Vitamix blender and blend it up like puree it, and it comes out perfect. Because we've made the cheese sauce before, and it tastes almost like real cheese. We put that on a macaroni. You go for mac and cheese. You can put it on broccoli for broccoli and cheese, and it's awesome. Thank you, Bruce. I've got a lot of cheese sauce recipes. I think I'll stick with the one I have. It's an awesome recipe. It's real simple to make. I told Erlene, I says, I think when it comes to recipes like that, you're going to have to stick with the recipes that come with a PC blender. She tried it to see if it would work, and it just overcooked it, I guess, too long. You probably could have stopped it before it went too far, I suppose. But that PC blender, I've been watching Alexis use it. Like I said, she made marmalade in it this morning. And what impressed me is how she took the peeling of the orange. Okay, I gotta see what I have to do now. I think I have to. This is done. It got done quicker than I thought it was gonna do. Natural release for 15 minutes, and then switch to quick release. Okay, I got natural release for 15 minutes. So set my clock here for natural release, which means you don't do anything. You just let it go itself. Anyway, I've made that cheese sauce before, but when I was watching Alexis make in the PC blender this morning, make that marmalade, and how she took the orange peel and she took the serrated peeler and she peeled the orange peeling and she used that for her zest, and then she cut up real small into matchsticks. And I thought, well, that's awesome, putting that in the marmalade. I've never had orange marmalade. I think, yeah, I can't say I didn't have orange marmalade. I haven't had it in years, because I had it when I was a kid, and I'm 71. So what does that tell you? I haven't had it in many moons. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to have to try that, and I think that's one of the recipes that comes with the PC blender. There's quite a few recipes that come in the recipe book for the PC blender. So mine will be coming by Wednesday, and hopefully I'll be able to do something in here on it, and I could show it to you, because it's going to be awesome, I know. It's hard to make a cheese sauce that's not for the PC blender and know exactly how to make it. She said she was going to use the heated puree, but that didn't work either. So it's a Vitamix recipe, and she thought she'd kind of do it in the PC blender. It just didn't work. Is there sugar? She did put sugar in it. Yes, she did put sugar in it this morning. I think she had. I'm not sure. She just left. I'm not sure if she put 2 cups of sugar. She added it. There's a place on the PC blender. Now I haven't used mine. I haven't got it yet, but I've watched her use hers, and when you have to add ingredients, it'll stop blending and cooking, and it'll say add. So then you add whatever you need to add. She had to add the sugar to it, and she added the zest then, and then she continued on. I don't know. You and your date syrup, Bruce. You're hung up on that date syrup. It seems like I don't think date syrup is good for everything, though. A cup and a half. That's right. It was a cup and a half. That's right. I forgot about that. It was a cup and a half. I'm glad she's not in here, because I said she used too much. But she's, yes, you can use cane sugar, but Bruce's is date syrup. I cannot get it out yet. It's still in here yet, and the pressure has not gone down. I have to natural release it for 15 minutes, and then I have to quick release it. So you won't be able to see it until the lid's off, and then I've got to add some more stuff to it. So I'll show it to you when it comes off. But you have to do whatever their instructions say. Now, Erlene was trying to deviate a little bit, and I don't blame her for that. But I sometimes do too. I'll try to deviate, because all the recipes can be tweaked to your liking, you know. You made the same thing after. Yes, I saw it on my vegan page, Erlene. It looked delicious. It looked awesome. I think she used 2 or 3 oranges, and she zested a couple of them to get the zest. And she put some zest in at the beginning, but she felt she didn't have enough, so she added some more with the sugar. That's a good question. I haven't got tomorrow planned out yet. You'll just have to wait and see because I don't know myself. So Alexis plans her meals out on Sunday, I think, already for the week. I don't really plan mine out like that. I probably should, but I really don't plan them out because I never know. So I try to go on Pinterest. I'll be going on Pinterest when I get off here and see what I can come up with. Yeah, it does. It does. Anyway, for those that are just coming in, this is a cheesy potato soup. Now, the cheese I'm going to be using is this. It's called Go Veggie. I do not use regular cheddar cheese. I don't buy cheddar cheese in the store. I either make my own cheese sauce or whatever, or I buy this. And they didn't have anything but Mexican, but that's just white and there's no spice or anything in here. It's just white and yellow cheese together. So it's fine. It tastes good. I love it. So I put that in there, and it's going to make it real good. I didn't use my own potatoes this time. I used Ore-Ida, and I probably could have used my own potatoes, but I didn't want to take the time to dice any up. I thought, well, I'll try it this time. If I like it, fine. If I don't, I'll use my own potatoes the next time. I bought me a lot of potatoes. I bought me a 20-pound bag of potatoes specifically to do fried potatoes because I love fried potatoes with that simple slicer. And if you want to see how to use a simple slicer, I did a Periscope last week. I believe it was Wednesday, where I showed you how to use a simple slicer. You can go in there and see how I show you how to use it. It was not a cooking scope that day. I wanted to show you how to use Pampered Chef products. People have been asking me about some of the products that I use. They want me to demonstrate how to use them. Well, that was a good day to do that because I was hungry for fried potatoes. So I showed you how it slices the potatoes up. It slices them all the same thickness, so you don't have them some getting done before the others. They come out nice and thin. Well, that's up to you, Bruce, but I eat fried foods. But I don't use any oil but olive oil. Olive oil or coconut oil in my foods. I don't use the lard or anything like that. I never have. So I use, like I said, coconut oil or olive oil. So I don't feel me frying anything is going to hurt me as long as you do the proper thing. I don't have an air fryer. I do not even own one. I have no place to put one if I get one. I know Alexis has got an air fryer, but I don't have it. I love fried potatoes. Fried potatoes are so good because I can put cheese on it. What Sharon suggested the other day when I was making those fried potatoes, she said cheddar cheese would be good on there. So I took my Go Veggie cheese and I put it on there, and it was really good. Oh, Bruce could. Oh, yeah, he could use an air fryer. Yeah, he could. That's true. Olive oil or coconut oil. Yes, I don't use any other oil either. It's either olive oil or coconut oil. That's my olives of choice that I use. Here is what they. Now probably I won't put the bacon or anything on there, but this is what it looks like when it's done, with green onion on top and bacon. But with the bacon I will not put. But that's what the cheesy potato soup looks like after it's finished. I mean, it looked real good except for that part of it, so I don't worry about that. But I have never had. I don't have one, Bruce. I don't have an air fryer. I have no place to have one. I don't know what I would do with it if I had one. I personally don't, and I don't want to get something that I might never use because the quick cooker, my Vitamix, and I don't use the PC blender. Those are 3 items that I'm going to use. I use this quick cooker a lot. So this. If anybody wants to understand what this is basically an electric pressure cooker. It's also a slow cooker because you can put foods in it and slow cook them. My daughter is doing that right now. She's slow cooking something in it for supper. This works real well. Now, I don't use it for the slow cooker part because it's just me. But she's got a family. There's a family of 4. Her husband and her and the 2 boys. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. So, but this will make this off. This is similar to an Instant Pot. It works the same as the Instant Pot. However, when you go to release the pressure, this is much safer than the Instant Pot because the Instant Pot, your steam release valve and where it comes out is so close together that you can get your hand burnt. And they have to take a spoon or a towel to vent it, and I don't like doing that. So I got this quick cooker, and I love it. because there's a lot of room between where you release the steam and where it comes out, and you won't get yourself burnt. This is an awesome machine. It's by Pampered Chef. This has a lot of programs on it. This is similar to an Instant Pot. It's done the same way as an Instant Pot, only this has got a lot more on it than your Instant Pot has. The wording is a little bit different, but it's basically the same concept. It's done it's done by electricity. As I used to have, if you remember the ones on the stove, the pressure cookers on the stove, like your Presto, I had one of those and I did not like it. I used it for years until the vent popped out of it, and I said, forget this noise, I'm getting rid of this thing. I didn't use it ever again because it scared me. But this, you don't have to worry about this. It comes to pressure, and you can release the pressure real simple. Right now it's still at pressure because I haven't released it yet. I'm letting it natural release for 15 minutes, and then I'll quick release it, what's left. But this is much, much better than the pressure cooker, on that you did on, because I used to do green beans on the stove. I had a pressure cooker, the Presto, and I used to garden green beans. Oh, they were awesome in the pressure cooker. I'd just pick some green beans and I'd wash them, cut the ends off, and put them in the pressure cooker for about, I think it was 7 minutes, 8 minutes, and put onion and stuff on it, and then when the pressure goes down, you release it for 7 minutes, and then run it under water to release the rest of the pressure, and then take the thing off. Oh, they were so good. But that thing was scary to use. It really was. You could do the same thing with this. You could put those same beans in this, and it'll get done probably the same amount, maybe even a little faster. And you don't have to worry about getting burnt or having to worry about the vent falling out on you or anything, because that vent is very sensitive, and it popped right out one time. And it went just like that, and everything comes flying out, It scared me to death, So no more of this. I think I got one year for Christmas a long time ago, but that's all they had years ago was on the stove. And if I wanted a pressure cooker and I wanted to fix anything in a pressure cooker, that's all I had to use. Now I've got this, and I am so glad I got this. I've had this since January, and believe me, I have really put this thing to good use. Like Alexa said, I'm an old hand at this. I'm a pro at it because I use mine more than she does. But I have the best fun with this thing. Oh, I have a lot of fun. This is awesome to use. My daughter's got one. Like I said, she's slow cooking her supper in it. This is an awesome thing because it cooks everything so much quicker. You don't have to worry. And you either quick release your pressure, which means you let it out immediately, or natural release, which means you do nothing. I just set the timer for 15 minutes, and when 15 minutes is up, then I'll quick release the rest. There shouldn't probably be any pressure left in it, but you never know. And what I do is I turn this over this way so it's not facing my counters, because you do not want to release the steam again with it facing your cupboards, because it'll warp your cupboards really bad. You don't want to do that. So you turn the steam away from your cupboard so it goes up to the ceiling and not on your counters. I see Alexis do that all the time, and I think they recommend that anyway. I do need to steam clean this. I haven't done that yet. There is a way to steam clean this. I think you use vinegar, and I bought some today. Vinegar. I put it on the steam function. You can clean the whole interior of your quick cooker. It cleans your seal. It cleans the inside of the lid. It cleans your pot and refreshes it up. I need to do that. I haven't done it since I've had it, and I need to do that. But these are awesome. If you don't have one of these, get with Alexis and get yourself one of these, because these things are ideal. They're just awesome to have. Let's see, I've got less than 3 minutes to go. They're awesome. I love every Pampered Chef product I have. I use them as much as I possibly can. When I get that PC blender, I'll be coming in here and I'll be doing a lot of things in the PC blender. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. I'll be doing a lot of things in the PC blender. I might even make smoothies in it some mornings. Make soups in it. Now, the soup won't take as long. Now, the Ace blender, for some unknown reason, when that thing does soup, it takes about 25 minutes to do. Actually, it's more than that. It's about 45 minutes. By the time it heats up until it gets done, it's 45 minutes. Well, I've seen Alexis do the stuff in the PC blender, and it doesn't seem like it takes near that long because it comes up pretty fast. You can make jams in the PC blender. Yes, you can make jams in it. You can make your peanut butter. You can grind your grains into flour in it. You can make your nut milks. You can make nut butter. You can can do ice cream in it because Alexis has done that. Erlene did that in hers as well. You can do a lot with that PC blender. It has got a lot of functions to it. Now I'm waiting to get mine. Mine should come on Wednesday. That's what they're scheduled to deliver it on Wednesday. So what I'm going to do on Wednesday. Now if it comes tomorrow, I'll be doing that instead of a cooking scope. But you'll find that when I unbox my Pampered Chef, that's what it's going to be. I'll put that in my title. Be unboxing Pampered Chef, and I'll do that in lieu of a cooking scope because I've got a lot of things coming plus the blender. So you'll be able to see everything. I'll have 2 boxes, I think. So, or is it 1 box? Maybe it's 1 box, but I have about 9 other items inside, and then there's a blender too. So it's going to be an awesome thing to use. I'm getting anxious because I got all my free items that I got when I just hosted a party last week. Yeah, it's really exciting. It was just, and my party ended last Monday, and they didn't ship it out until Friday because I got the information from Alexis because Erlene had her information and Laura had her information, and I didn't have mine yet. Oh, thank you, Bruce. And so I messaged her on Friday through Messenger, and I says, do you have any information on the shipping and when I'm going to get my stuff from Pampered Chef? So she looked it up and she immediately sent it to me, and she said, you're going to get it on Wednesday. Well, it's stuck in Troutdale, Oregon, which is Eastern Oregon. Right now it's stuck there, and I don't know why. It's been stuck there since yesterday. And I thought maybe this morning it would move. Well, just before I come in here, it still said Troutdale. So it doesn't look like I'm going to get it. I'm definitely not getting it today. I could possibly get it tomorrow because it's headed to Portland, and then I'll have to drive from down there to here, to Eugene. So it's possible I may get it tomorrow. It's scheduled on Wednesday, but it's possible I could get it tomorrow. So you're going to have to wait and see. So I may not make anything tomorrow, but just come in and unbox that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. Okay, now I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to cancel this for right now, and I'm going to let the steam out of this so you can see it, because I got to get my lid taken off. See, there isn't a whole lot in here right now. And I'll bring up what I have to do when I get this done. Now I got to put this thing on sauté when I get done and add my milk mixture and cheese, stirring until the cheese is melted. Remove your insert, and then I'll have to remove the insert right away to keep it from. But I've got to have 4 cups, but I'm going to measure out 4 cups of cheese before I do anything. Or put this on sauté because it's still got a little bit in it yet because it hasn't released. So let me measure out the cheese while I'm waiting. That'd be the smart thing to do. Measure it out so I'll have it ready to go when it comes time, because this will have to go in there. Now it just released. I'll leave the lid on. I'll leave the lid on until I get this done. You can see I'm putting the cheese in here. Oh, I've never been there. I haven't been out of the United States much. I have been to Canada. I've been to British Columbia. And my son's is in Victoria. Now, I've never been to Victoria. I was in Surrey, BC, so he's going way up there in Victoria, which is a lot further up than where I was. But I've been to British Columbia. I haven't really been any further. I don't get out of the United States, so this bag's going to have to get right out. Okay, there we go. That's close enough. It's maybe not quite 4, but that'll work anyway. Okay, now this is dropped down, so I'm going to take this and see what I have to do here. Take the lid off. All right, now this thing keeps bringing up all the stuff, so I have to go back and check it out. Let's see. Okay. Now switch to sauté and add your milk mixture and the cheese. Okay, the milk mixture it's still got a little flour. But once it gets, I'm gonna put this on sauté now. Okay, to start. All right, now, and add the milk mixture and cheese, stirring until the cheese is melted. Okay, I'm gonna put this in here, and that'll get mixed up. The flour and that all mixed up anyway. It's hard to put flour and milk in there and it not, And now I'm gonna put the cheese in there and get the cheese all melted. And once it all gets melted, then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this off the Yeah, go veggie. Right, and now I'm going to stir this in, and I'll take this off as soon as this. I'm going to unplug this, I think, while I'm at it. Oh no, I've got to keep it on. I got to keep it on sauté. That's right. I got to keep this on sauté. I shouldn't have done that. I made a mistake, and that's all right. I'll put this back on sauté and there. I don't want it to scorch on the bottom, so I got to stir this. We'll keep stirring this. Because it'll scorch on the bottom. So I'm getting this all stirred in, and then I'm going to let this, and then I'll take it off and I'll let you see it. It's going to be a thick soup. And I'm not going to put the onion in it or not. This already feels like it's scorching on the bottom. So I think I'm going to go ahead and turn this off for now and cancel it and undo this, and I'm going to get it, and I'm going to get a thing down here, and I'll put that on here. Buttercup, go lay down now. Go on. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go on. Got my Pomeranian in here looking to see what she can get into. She just loves to get into everything. Okay. All right. Now, wow. Look at that soup. Wow. Look at that. And this will melt just with it not being on sauté. It's going to get all melted in there. That's going to be a good soup. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Just stir this around. It won't get scorched on the bottom that way. And like I said, this is hot enough that the rest of the cheese will melt. It'll melt just sitting here. It doesn't it though? It does. It really does. And this is a lot of soup. But I'm just going to eat, I can freeze what I don't eat. But I'll probably save it for another meal another day. But it's awesome. It's an easy recipe to make. And I'm loving the fact that I can make it. And I'm going to post this up on my vegan page to let you see how it's made and tell you how I made it. And take a picture of it. I'm also going to try to post this up on the Quick Cooker Facebook page. We can post recipes in there as long as the recipe's never been posted up there before. And you can see that the cheese is pretty much melted. Look at that. Looks really good, doesn't it? I'm going to take a little bit of a spoon, if I can find one, and try to taste this and see what it tastes like. It's going to be a little hot, I know, but I'm going to try to just blow on it a little bit and see what it tastes like. Wow. This is good. Cheesy potato soup. Wow. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. What do you think? Would you make this? Would anybody make this? Put a 1 in the box if you would make this. Because I know you probably use your own cheddar cheese, but would you make this? If you make it, put a 1 in the box. Oh yeah, good. Oh, 1, yay, good. I'm getting a lot of 1s. Yeah, I know that people would love this. This is a simple recipe to make. Oh, my daughter would love it too. She loves potato soup. And if you love potatoes, I mean, who doesn't? Oh, right, the vegan cheese, of course, right. Yep, I do too. But those that aren't vegan, they can use the shredded cheddar cheese if they want to, But since I'm vegan, I do the go veggie. There's nothing in there that's going to harm me. It's all good. And I use that a lot. I also use Daya cheese too. Erlene come back. Now you can see my soup, Erlene. I put the milk mixture in there, the flour mixture, and now look at it. Doesn't it look good? Look at that. Awesome. And I just put the cheese in there. And it took these both, finished up both these bags, so that it made enough. It had to be, because these are only 8-ounce bags. But that is a real good. And I think Erlene uses Go Veggie too, and you also use Daya. It's a real good cheese, but it makes everything so great. I mean, look at that. Isn't that awesome? Wow. Would you make this, Erlene? People said they would make this. And of course you'd use your vegan cheese in that. I think it's awesome. Oh, you're getting ready to leave soon. Awesome. Yeah, I figured you would. Yeah. I'm going to try some of those recipes you did too, Arlene. But this looks so good. Yeah, I hope your seminars, you get people there. You get people join. But this is awesome. Look at that. It's just amazing. This is so awesome. I know that people would love this. I can hold on. Oh, I bet it is. Now that you guys are using it, my daughter's using it, and you're using it, and I've seen Alexis use hers a lot already. I can't hardly wait to get mine, and I am going to use it a lot on here, let me tell you, because it's probably fast. Now, that being said, this is going to be moved. I'm going to move this because I want the PC blender right next to the cooker. I know Arlene was saying she used the wrong tamper, and she had her PC blender right next to the Vitamix, and because they both have tampers, and she grabbed the wrong tamper. I said you should put it next to your quick cooker. So she moved it after that because it's real easy to grab the wrong tamper. Although my daughter said the tamper for the PC blender is real small. It's real short. Yeah, I bet. But see if you the PC my Vitamix one. I don't know where I put it right now, but it's a pretty good size tamper, but I guess the one for the PC blender is small. So it should have probably you grabbed the wrong one, and she stopped herself, and then she stopped the blender real quick because she said she nicked the tamper just a little bit and had yeah, that's right. The Vitamix tamper went to the bottom because it's bigger. It's bigger than the PC blender one. That's what my daughter said, because I gave my daughter a Vitamix, and she said it's a lot bigger. So it going right to the bottom. So that's why you had that problem. I don't know where my tamper went. I thought it was, oh, here it is. Here it is. This is a lot longer than probably the one for the PC. Now this fits this here. And I've got another one for the dry canister, which I almost ended up using this one day in the dry canister. Well, nope. It's because the lid is gray and the tamper is gray, so I had to stop myself and not use the wrong tamper. Oh, you have them on two different counters? I don't blame you. That's what I'm going to do too, to make sure I don't get them mixed up, because the quick cooker doesn't have a tamper, and if I put the Vitamix separate from the PC blender, and this is going to be used too, because there will be things I can't do with the PC blender that I can with the Vitamix. Like the cheese sauce, I'll never want to make it. I'll have to be done with this. But all in all, I'll probably use a PC blender more. I still make smoothies in here once in a while. I make a real fast tomato soup in here, which is real good. My daughter makes the hummus in the Vitamix. The PC blender canister is shorter but wider. Okay, wider than the Vitamix. Yeah, see, this is the low profile canister. So therefore, with this canister, the Vitamix, I have to put more in here. I have to put 4 cups of water in here to clean this, versus the other one I think was only 3. One I gave my daughter was only 3 because it's the taller one. That's what that's what Arlene has, is the taller one. This is the low profile, and it takes a lot more to work with. It took me a little time to get used to it because I was used to the taller canister. But no, you're hungry. Does this make you hungry? This is making me hungry too. But I'm going to have to get off of here pretty quick and have to eat this. But oh, this is going to be so awesome. This is going to be a lovely meal. Oh, thank you. It does look good, doesn't it? I know. I am anxious to eat it. Yeah, only 3 cups of clean. See, that's a little different. And the PC blender too is a glass container. Okay, all right, Arlene. I'll see you tomorrow. The PC blender has got a glass container, which you have to be very careful, as I understand. Cleaning it, you don't want to get it into the sink, because if you get it in the sink, you're going to ruin the components underneath, because it heats it up. But my daughter, she said what she does is she measures out. She takes her measuring cup and measures out the water in her in a cup first, and pours it into the blender. And then if she needs to rinse it out, she swishes it out that around. So she doesn't have to get it under the sink, and then just dumps it out, and then she puts more water in it. And that makes sense, because you can accidentally sit it down in the sink with water in it, and there you've ruined it. So that's a good idea, to just take your 4 cup measure, whatever you're using, 3 cup or whatever, pour it in there, and do it that way, and then swish it around after you've used it, swish it around, or after you deep clean it, swish it around to get the soap out, so that you don't get it into the water. Or what I would do is put my hand on the bottom of it, one hand on the bottom, the other on the handle, and just swish it around like that. Put the hand on the bottom to cover that bottom up, because that's where all your elements are for the electric to cook, because it's got a heating element in it. The Vitamix does not. That's what the difference is. This does not have a heating element in it. It heats by using friction. The longer the blades run, the hotter it becomes. However, with the Vitamix, and I'm learning this more and more, and I should have known better, you make a soup in here, it's best to have your water boiling to begin with, or very, very hot. Because if you use room temperature water or cold water, your soup will not get hot enough, and you'll wish it's barely steaming, and you have to put it on the stove to heat it up. So it's best to get your water as hot as you can possibly get it before you put it in here. I've learned that now. I have to, the next time I make soup in it, I'm going to have to know. But with a PC blender, you don't have to worry about that. Cold water you can start in there, because it's going to cook it, and it's going to heat it right up. I think it goes up to 220, I think my daughter said. Some things are not as hot as others. It's got a wash, it's got a heated wash, which the Vitamix does not have. Now this has got a clean cycle to it, but it's not heated. So I have to use warm water to get everything loose in it. Yeah, everything is trial and error, and it's going to take me a little time to learn how to use it, but once I get it and I use it, then it'll be a lot easier. Everything can become trial and error, and sometimes things can be a little intimidating at first. They can seem hard, to use, but once you've done it, like the quick cooker, at first I wasn't sure about it, but as I started using it, it was real easy to use. And people are still complaining about the quick cooker. They've left it in the box and haven't used it yet. PC blender, the same thing. It looks too intimidating. They don't know if they're going to use it or going to send it back. Why send it back? Why not give it a try? You might like it. I've never had a cooking blender. Well, I've got the Ace blender, but it isn't going to be as powerful as the PC cooking blender is going to be. So, that being said, here's my soup, and I'm going to have to get off of here in a little bit so I can sit down and eat this before it gets cold, because I don't want to eat cold soup. I don't like cold soup. Yep. Thank you. Oh, you too. And I thank you, everybody, for coming in. I'm going to show this like this. This will be my final shot. Hope you all have a great and marvelous night. And until we meet again, take care. God bless. I love you all, and bye-bye.